Absolutely, absolutely. He's going to have power with a lot of different strikes that he can release, and you know we've emphasized on complete growth and speed and strength. So everything will be harder. His jabs, his left hooks, his body shots, and of course that infamous straight right hand.
Do you want Manny to engage you guys in exchanges, or do you want him to be more cautious? Do you welcome more of a, if Manny wants to make it a firefight, does that bode well for Jessie?
And we expect Manny to make it a firefight. With his Manny set back and chilled, he's coming for damn sure. We'd be stupid to think he's not. Manny's gonna attack. That's why all you guys love him so much. That's why we all love him so much. He's an offensive juggernaut. He's gonna come and throw his techniques and throw them fast and hard for sure. But we're ready for him. It's not a surprise to us. We expect it, and we know he's going to do it anyway.
Do you feel Jesse's height and reach advantage are advantages actually?
To a lot of the tall fighters that Manny has beaten, it wasn't. But in our case, I think it will be. You know, we got to utilize our attributes. We got to control the pace and utilize our attributes. However, if somehow he can nullify those attributes, we do have a plan B. You know, in a perfect world, we won't have to go to plan B.
Dewey, is it true that for that Saddam Ali fight that Jesse's locker room was like in the hallway?
Man, for the Saddam Ali fight, guys, we didn't have a locker room. We had nothing. We were in a hallway by the exit door. Every time the military guys came in and out, it was cold as hell. We had no respect. And I had just been there the year before with a different fighter. And there's 2 locker rooms there. They just locked them up and wouldn't let us in. You know, we were brought there as sacrificial lambs. And you know, we proved them wrong. And psychologically, we're coming into this fight with the same type of chip on our shoulder. You know, we're the champions, and many people, media and fans are viewing us the same way they viewed us in the Saddam Ali fight. And we're taking exception to that, and we're going to show everyone why that's not the case. We are the champions. Manny Pacquiao is the challenger. I've expressed that every day to Jessie. You know, we are the champions. Manny has a great legacy, but it was not built on us. It was built on other fighters. And until he can prove that legacy on us, he will not prove that legacy on us. And that's our mentality going into this fight. That's why there's no intimidation. That's why there's no lack of confidence. We're coming to be victorious.
How much have you improved, Jessie, since you came? What kind of...
Jessie has improved himself. He was just open to hearing new ideas, new techniques that I brought to the table. You know, guys, no one improves us. People assist us in finding a better version of ourselves. You know, it would be very selfish of me to say I improved Jessie Vargas. I simply talked to him. I introduced some new exercises that he wasn't doing. I implemented a new game plan of the way we do those exercises, and that's all I did. He improved himself, straight up. I'm just happy that he gives me credit for helping him improve, but everything was self-done. He had to do the techniques. He had to turn his hips over more on the punches. He had to do several thousand of the same techniques every day. He had to trust me in the way we train night and day. But these are things that he had to muster the energy up to do. So Jessie has improved himself tremendously. He had improved in the Saddam Ali fight, and he's improved a lot in this fight.
Can you talk about how he has seemed to have gotten stronger with a harder punch? I mean,
techniques, and have an open mind to do the exercises. One thing about power, the old school cats always say you're born with it or you're not. But no, man, we can increase anything. We can increase our IQ, we can increase our size, we can increase our running speed, our bench press, our vertical leap. So why the hell can we improve our punching power? You know, everything has to be, you know, relative. If you can improve one thing, you can improve the other. It's just most people mentally can't improve themselves. You have to unlock your own mind to say, okay, I'm a mortal man. How can I become an immortal man? And be willing to take those steps to do it. And that's what Jesse's done.
From what you've seen and what you know about power, do you think Manny Pacquiao has lost power? Or?
No, definitely hasn't lost power. People just fight him a lot carefully now, because after that Ricky Hatton knockout, he was kind of scary to fight.
Yeah.
And so guys wasn't just coming at him nonstop. They started employing more defensive positioning and hand positioning and stuff. And that's why Pacquiao hasn't had the knockouts he had earlier. Pacquiao still punching hard. He barely hit Timothy Bradley and he went down. I couldn't believe it. Bradley has a chin, we all know that. So he's hitting hard. But that's why we have to acknowledge it, understand it, and accept the role of fighting someone like a guy that's dangerous. And now it's nothing for us. We're not worried about how hard he hits. We're not worried about his hand speed, because we've already accepted it in here. You know, you got the brains, you got the heart, you got the balls, you can do anything. And Jesse has all three.
Dewey, do you like the fact that they're overlooking you and they're talking about our next opponent already?
Oh yeah, we definitely like that, because it kind of pisses you off. I'm trying to make sure Jesse's not, too upset about it. We talk about it and I laugh about it all the time. But deep down inside, yeah, man, it's bullshit. He has a 12-round fight coming up, and he ain't the champion. We're the champion. He has to take our belt, and I'm telling you right now, we're not giving that up, man. So for him to think about fighting someone else is honestly crazy. We know he's supposed to be all of that, but it's crazy because he has a young lion champion that's coming to take him out, man. And I hope he understands that.
You had to know coming in that's probably the way it was going to be, right?
Yeah, of course. Man, we can't control what you guys say, what the analysts say, the experts say, what the fans think. All we can control are ourselves, our team, and our family. And those three elements, we believe. Our families believe we're going to be successful. Our team definitely know we're going to be successful. And Jesse knows in his heart he's going to be successful. And that's all that matters. The internet, what people say, don't got nothing to do with us, because they're not at the gym sweating with us every day. They're not sparring all these different guys we're sparring. They're not running in the mountains. They're not punishing their bodies to be up for this moment like we are.
Do you believe that Jesse can knock Pacquiao?
I absolutely believe Jesse can knock out anyone he faces, including Manny Pacquiao, absolutely. If we don't feel we can knock someone out, we shouldn't fucking fight him. And excuse me for saying it like that, but I'm very serious. I mean, how you gonna fight someone you feel you couldn't hurt with your best punch? Any fighter, when they get in the ring, cage, street fight, whatever, military, you gotta believe you can take your adversary out. Otherwise, you're already lost, guys. If you don't think you can stop him and seriously do damage to him, you shouldn't even fight him.
Dewey, like you kind of putting the shoe on the other foot, like you said, Manny has dropped guys with good chins. So if he lands his own Sunday punch on Vargas, how does Vargas react?
Well, Vargas has a great chin too. Vargas ain't never been knocked out or dropped. So, that's debatable who has the best chin. One thing we can say, with all due respect, we've seen Manny Pacquiao put to sleep. We've never seen Vargas put to sleep. So we're talking about chins. I got to lean toward Vargas with that. You know what I mean? Hopefully it won't come down to chins, because our fighter is going to have sharp defense. Our fighters will be in position, and that's what training is for, to get sharp. We're not going to give Manny any freebies, just like he's not going to give us any freebies. So it's going to come down to who's a better expert and who can land that magical shot.
Timing have to beat speed for Jesse to beat Pacquiao?
Theoretically, yes. Theoretically, yes. But Jesse has speed also. He's increased his speed also. So I'm really interested to see how Manny reacts to Jesse's improved speed too. Because remember, Manny has speed. We know that he has speed and power. But how many guys has he fought besides Mayweather who had real speed too? You know what I mean? Marquez was just an expert counterpuncher, which is another style that really matches up with Pacquiao, sharp counterpuncher. But everyone's talking about how we're going to adjust to the speed. I'm really interested to see how Manny will adjust to our speed also.
Have you guys practiced that overhand right?
You know we have. Shit, of course we have. We practiced everything, but you know, of course. And when it lands, good night.
I believe that Jesse can only fight coming forward. They don't believe that he is capable of adjusting and moving. Do you think that they're underestimating Vargas's versatility?
Absolutely, I think they are. That's pretty funny. We said the same thing about Pacquiao. He only fights one way. He's dynamic, but it's the same way. We said Pacquiao don't have the abilities to adjust. We know he's offensive. He's going to swing hard. He's going to throw a lot of combinations, but I never really seen Pacquiao adjust and box and go counterpuncher mode and stick and move. He's in and out, spaz out, back on the bounce, right back at you. So it's pretty funny. They feel the same way we feel about them. All I can tell you is that Jesse is a much better athlete than what they think, and I'm glad they feel that way because Jesse will obviously have some new elements to show this Saturday night.
I think Jesse will be the smarter fighter Saturday night.
Yes, definitely. I really feel that we will be the smarter fighter for sure. That's one of our advantages, I feel.
That'll play a big role, you feel?
Yes, it should. It should. We have many different elements to how we're gonna attack this. But yes, fight IQ is definitely one of them. But if it comes down to a throwback fight, we're willing to do that too. Hopefully, it won't come down to that. You know, from a trainer's perspective. Thank you.
Just Federer say like it's going to be knockout Jesse Vargas in the 4th round. What are you thinking about it? Well, because he's coming more aggressive in the 4th round, because, you know. So tell me a little bit about what are you thinking of?
You know, I think it's a bold prediction, and I don't think it'll happen. No way. If anyone's getting knocked out, it'll be Manny.
Wow.
You know, in a perfect world. You know, I don't like to predict rounds. All I can predict is that we will be victorious, honestly. I don't want to have some kind of false expectation. I know we will be victorious. But if there's a knockout, he just goes by what Manny does. If he makes a lot of mistakes, drops his hands like he normally does, jumping forward or jumping to the right with his hands down, trying to throw the left hand, then he'll be the one getting knocked out.
You guys practice that? You guys?
Man, we practice everything. But you know, I just can't say because it goes by the complexion of the fight. But for him to say that Jesse's gonna get knocked out in 4 or 5 rounds, that's just talk. That's just emotions getting the best of the experienced Freddie. Because Jesse hasn't shown a weak chin. He hasn't shown that he's capable of getting knocked out there early. So I don't see anything any different about this fight.
What's the first round like gonna be? How important is it for you to establish your height and reach advantage?
Well, we want to control the pace of every round. We want to control the pace of every round. So every round is important to me. We want to control the pace. That's one part of the plan I could definitely give you. Control the pace.
Do you think the 2 guys in the ring with left hands, you got some expertise for doing that? Because you know a lot of a fighter from Pacquiao doing the right hand.
Yes.
Jesse's a left hand, both left hands. What do you think?
Well, you know, Jesse's left-handed, but he fights right-handed. So they did the right thing preparing for the right hand. You know, Jesse is very athletic. He's more athletic than what people think, and that's going to be a huge benefit for us. But Jesse can do it with the straight right, the overhand right, or the left hook. So if Manny's defense is not sharp like normal, he's going to be the one getting off the canvas for sure.
Dewey, you're about visualization a lot. How did you prepare Jesse for this fight mentally?
Well, you guys helped with that by saying, oh, it's a fight that shouldn't happen. Jessie doesn't have a chance. Many this, many that. So that kind of made him psychologically sturdy and strong because he felt he had to prove something to himself. And when you feel you have to prove something to yourself, you're either gonna accept the challenge and do it or not. Kind of it's too big for you. No, I don't want to take on that task. So Jessie did it himself. He said, I'm going to show these people. I want this fight. I've been wanting this fight for several years now, so I don't know why people are so surprised. So he was already geared up for this moment. He's excited about it, and why wouldn't you be? You work your whole life to get something. You work your whole life to win your world championships. You've done that. Now you work your whole life to fight that pinnacle fight, that legendary fight, and now we have that opportunity. If people think that we're not psychologically prepared, physically, mentally, spiritually, soulfully, intellectually, they're crazy, man. They're seriously crazy. We're prepared for this fight. Just like I'm sure they're prepared for this fight, we're prepared for this fight. But Jessie's the young, hungry lion champion. And that's going to be very important in this fight.
Any concerns about officiating?
No, because we're in Nevada, Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. All the officials are great. We have no problem with any officials except for the one Jessie had against Timothy Bradley. But he won't be officiating, so we're okay.
Do you think you can win on points, or do you think like you have to knock Pacquiao out to win this one?
Every time we fight, our goal is to express dominion and dominate our opponent. Every time we fight, we would like to stop our opponent. Every time. And this is no different. We definitely want to stop our opponent. But if it goes to the scorecards, we're not going to hang our heads about that. That's why it's important for us to control the pace and win every round, you know. We can't control what the judges do. We've seen bad decisions before, but we're not worried about that. Our goal is to dominate and stop any opponent that gets in the ring to face us. If it doesn't happen, doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but that's our goal. And by doing that, it doesn't leave anything up to chance. But if it goes to 12 rounds, I'm confident my fighter will win the majority of those rounds and maintain his WBO welterweight world title. You know, we are the champions, guys. Pacquiao's the challenger. He has to take our belt, and he just will not be able to do that.
People know Jessie as a happy-go-lucky person, but I've seen him flip a switch, change from quiet, just turn into a fighter.
Well, he just knows now that his demeanor in the past is probably why people don't view him like they view the other champions. And you know, he has to be himself. He has to truly be himself. So, you know, he's just expressing himself the way he truly feels now. There's no filter. There's no politics involved. So this is the real Jessie you're seeing now. And we're really happy about that, because the more layers we put on ourselves, the more heavy it becomes to carry. And we like where Jessie is right now. We like his mentality, and he is the champion that will defend his title this Saturday.